Well, I was about to say about how, like I said, Army soldiers, that were returning back from war were put in what's called today projects. I mean,
Wow, that's funny that you're talking about that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you
no, no,
off.
it's
No,
good.
you're
It's
not
good.
good. A friend of mine's that's in the army. That's funny that you're talking about that because I just had like a full fledged convo with him. I had a full fledged convo with him because he was just really involved in a really bad car accident. Um, but what the reason why I brought up the accident, I wasn't trying to tell his business. It was because they're telling him it's his fault, and he's telling them it's not. And from the way you look at the accident, it's his fault. What he's saying was he don't remember falling asleep. He don't remember he pulled up. He said the last thing he remember he pulled up at the red light. So if you pull up at the red light, how your car end up in the middle of the lane and car hitting you from both ways? That his car was smashed. I just posted a picture of him earlier. Like his eye fell out his socket. They had to put his like he's messed up right now. It's not like this happened on Sunday night. And the reason why I brought that up is because he told me about his PTSD, and his is like his is horrible. It's to the point that
So
if
just to clarify, let's just explain what PTSD is.
PTSD is like post traumatic stress. When people come back from the army, they see so many things and go through so many things because the government make them kill innocent people. Right. The government make them kill kids. Right. Like they always say inserting that word. Black people when they use it,
and that's what I was saying about about the projects. Not to cut you off, but because I want you to continue. But with the projects, like what she was saying about PTSD. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's called a project. It's like you work on a project because it's social engineering. How can we get these people ready to be back into normal civilization? Despite what they've been through. I mean, with the killings and everything that you were saying. So
so I've in my opinion, I don't know if this is a fact. Do not quote me on this. Do not say Navita said it. Everybody, my name is Navita. I just came into the convo without even introducing myself. Hi, I'm Navita, Vita, also known as cocaine, all of that, whatever. But um, in my opinion, I think PTSD is just something that they created to say what we did to these men is okay. Because these men is mentally not there after they come back from the army. You understand? Like he don't explain so many stories to me. What his field was in the army, he was a killer. Like he was a killer.
When you're back in the day, like the terminology has changed. Like what we call PTSD is used to be called shell shock. You know what I mean? Like that's what they would call it. Like yeah, he's shell shocked. So like they see how they butter up terms to make it more palatable. Like okay, PTSD, it doesn't sound that bad. So like that's what I'm saying. Explain to people what it is so they can understand what it is.
PTSD is different form of PTSD. It's a mild form of PTSD. Mild forms are, let's say, if someone come back from the army, they if you see someone that come back from the army just consistently, that's like me holding this piece of paper, or for example, I seen it with a friend. His PTSD is if he see a bright light, he focuses on that bright light. Like what I mean is, if the television was on, that would be his focus, nothing else. You be talking to this man, he's not hearing you because his focus is on that bright light. Other people PTSD, they act out from something dramatic, like you see that's the common one because you see people that come back from the army that will start harming themselves or start harming others, and a lot of people don't have a reason to why is that. It's because something dramatic must have kicked in when it, let's say for people that come back from the army, they can't find jobs, they don't have homes to live in. That causes them stress, and that brings their PTSD to play. And now they're walking around the street talking to themselves. They're screaming at people. You see a lot of that
That's what I
on
was.
public
That's what I was
transportation.
saying also about like I was saying earlier about trauma-based mind control. Like I mean, like the same way that soldiers suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, people also suffer from post-traumatic. I mean, like my trauma-based mind control, rather. Like that's what I mean.
We do. We definitely do. I have a friend. Please, everybody, keep her on your prayer. I'm 27. This girl is a year older than me. This happened. What's today's date? Today is June 1st.
It's the
This
first.
happened about 2 weeks ago. At the age of 27, she has two little girls. She fell and had stroke. Right now, she's in Einstein Hospital. Literally, like she's 28 and she has to remember and do things like as if she was 10 years old. Please keep her in your prayers. And this is all from just stress. Us as humans, we don't understand we are a machine. We're designed to move a certain way and groove a certain way. This is why you are what you eat. You got to eat healthy. You got to take care of yourself. She thought she was healthy because she was skinny. She wasn't skinny. All she do is eat fast food. All she do is work too much. And she herself, she said it. She was like, some days I only get 3 hours of sleep. And because of that, and she didn't even know what the stress was that was built up, but it was so much stress that was built up. She had a stroke at the age of 28, and right now she's in the hospital. And she literally working on her speech. The stroke was bad at the age of 28. Please take care of yourself out there. You don't have to be, just because you're a size 2 don't mean you're healthy. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people, I hear a lot of skinny people saying, I don't gotta eat healthy. I'm skinny. I don't gain weight anyway. What do you mean? You are what you eat. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Get more sleep. Sleep is the way you rejuvenate your machine. You understand what I'm saying? If that
Right.
makes sense, can you elaborate on that?
I'm sorry, I was
No, I want you to build though, because we was talking about earlier. We was talking about the black woman, and we had a conversation about who is the most oppressed person in America. I believe that it was the black woman. They
No,
believe that it was the black man. So I want you to elaborate on that.
I feel like, and I'm a black woman saying this. I'm an African woman. Some people try to clarify that because I was born in Africa, so I'm an African woman. Um, but I feel like the black man is got the more of it, and a lot of people don't look at it like that. People will run to help a woman before they run to help a man. You understand what I'm saying? And the crazy thing, you brought that up because last winter I had a fundraiser going on for homeless men because somebody will help a woman, like I said, before they will help a man. They think a man is not supposed to be homeless, but if a man do everything in his power, but he still end up homeless, he still deserves the help. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And the reason why I feel like black men been oppressed, the system is made to do it like that. They keep the men away from their women. They keep them locked up. They keep them like a man could falsely get accused for something, and now that's on his record for the rest of his life, and he can't even get a decent job to take care of his kids or his wife. And now because he can get a decent job, he's over there on the block hustling, and he over there putting his life on the line every day, putting his kids' life on the line every day. And this is not me justifying a man selling drugs. This is me just saying black men go through so much that people don't take into consideration because they're men. A man that is not supposed to cry. A man is not supposed to bitch. A man is not supposed to whine. A man is not supposed to say his feelings because he's
why
a
you think
man.
our hair falls out? You know what I mean? Because of all of these concepts
So
that
so
we
you
embody.
you you mess with a man that cry a lot.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. And I'm going to break down
I
why.
cried earlier
Because
before y'all came in here. I'm gonna keep it all the way opinion. I was sitting there in deep thought, thinking, and this might sound cheesy or whatever, but this is 100% real. I was sitting there in deep thought, thinking about the condition of our people. When I walked across the street, coming across Erie Avenue, I'm just looking at everybody just mindless, and that shit hurts me to my heart. I mean, it really does. Like,
Yeah, when I came in, I did see your eyes was red. I thought, you
yeah,
just woke up or
yeah, no,
something.
I was crying. I was sitting here with tears in my eyes before you came in here, and I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to do no recording with you because I was really like feeling like, yo, like we put so much effort into trying to wake the people up to get people to realize, what we're dealing with. I mean, and it's like our efforts be feeling like it's just going nowhere.
but
Like,
you
I mean,
can't, that's like
now
the
I know it doesn't
saying.
mean that I'm giving up,
But that's
but
like the saying, you
sometimes
can't
you
help
feel like,
everybody.
I
Remember when
mean,
I told you, I don't mean to cut you off. Remember when I told you how when you speak and when you say certain things to people, certain people take it the wrong way because they feel like you're trying to pound things down their throat. When you deal with people, I don't care, they could be 54 or 100. You got to deal with everybody like they're a kid. You understand what I'm saying? You'll tell a kid that stove is hot. But that kid want to know what the experience like, so that kid is gonna touch that stove. You understand what I'm saying? So you trying to educate someone, and this is why I constantly say on my Instagram live, and I love doing. I don't do live as often, but when I do it, people love it because I educate. And I tell them, I'm like, I drew y'all to me because I was showing sex. I was selling sex. Sex sells. That's what this country is. Sex sells. So I had to start posting half naked pictures, start twerking to get attention. And exactly. And I had a couple of brothers on my live the other day, and one he was from the funny thing is this man is in Iran, right?
Yeah,
And he
I've
asked
been on
me,
your live stream, saying sometimes I'll be offended for it sometimes. Some of y'all dudes out there that say all the crazy shit. Listen, I don't want to cut her off. Y'all dudes, stop saying wild stuff on girls' live feeds like "Let me smell your drawers" and "Can I buy your drawers?" Like,
Ain't
what
no
kind of
face on the
creatures
live
y'all
stream.
out there? What kind of
You can
creatures
say
out
all
here
the shit you think on
online?
there.
And sisters too.
All your little freaky fantasies
When
you
you
can
see
type
these
in the
people
computer.
typing that, please block them because they're doing all type of freaky shit with your pictures.
No. Let me elaborate on that.
That's kind of crazy.
Because
I don't know. Can I
to
smell your
me,
drawers and
to
all that?
me,
Like,
I feel like to him that may be crazy because he's a man. To me, that's the man that I could sell a product to. You understand me?
True. But
That's
I'm a respectful man.
I
So
understand.
when I see somebody disrespecting a sister, I get mad. Like I remember I seen a dude beat
So
a
so
girl
I
up, and I jump right in action.
wait. So you saying it's disrespect because he made a comment to a sister that was twerking?
Like,
It's his
come on,
opinion.
man. Like,
It's his opinion.
we all
You
know,
can't-
especially us as brothers, we catch a lot of heat from the sisters as to how to approach y'all. So we know that you ain't supposed to come up to no sister, especially not no sister. I mean, we can't.
But the crazy
some of
thing
y'all, and I
is,
looked at
that
some of
wasn't a
y'all,
black man.
y'all pulling some of them is though, and some of them be like this and that, and then they be like, yeah, can I snip your drawers and all that. Like, I mean, come on, man. We know that's not how we supposed to approach no sisters.
How you doing,
and even
sister?
even with any nationality, you know that's not how you train to approach a woman. Keep it real. You wouldn't want nobody saying to your sister or your daughter or your mom. Hopefully she ain't on Instagram. But if your mom is on Instagram,
I don't think nobody's
and
looking
it
at
probably
that.
is, but your mom is on Instagram, you know damn
My
well
mom's
you be
60 years
pissed
old.
off if you on your mom live feed and somebody comment on and say, yeah, let me snip your drawers, mom. Yeah, let me hit
Now
that.
I will say this
Come
in
on, man.
response.
We know we
I will
don't
say
talk
this in
to sisters
response.
like that.
Now, if my sister is on there twerking, I can't say how a
And that's
motherfucker gonna
exactly my
respond.
point. That's
Well, all right,
exactly my
listen,
You know what I mean?
I'm a man. I watch videos where girls twerk, and I just, man, that's nice. But I don't feel engineered
But that's you.
or
That's
to
you.
be like, I gotta
That's
be like,
you, Kyle.
let me sniff
You gotta
your butt.
think about it. Every
really?
man is a level to our mindset.
I can't
Everybody
rock
don't
with-
have the
I
same
can't rock with y'all dudes
mindset,
that do
or
that.
every man don't have the same composure like you do. Like the way if a female was to stand in front of one man naked, the man might tell her put your clothes on. You're embarrassing yourself, or the next man might put his you know what I mean out and get in. You understand what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. We're all different. So someone else, and he's talking about what he was talking about was men are always outrageous on my live, and I laugh. Excellent, I laugh because I find it as they're supporters. No matter what way they're supporting me, they're supporting me. Being on somebody's live took a lot. I don't know if you, whoever watching this, if you have a social media, but if you sit on somebody live, that's you taking your time to sit there on your phone, not answering your phone calls, not doing nothing to watch this person talk about nothing. Because on my live, I try to educate, but I also play around on my live. And today, the craziest thing happened on my lunch today. I went on live just because I was going to take a nap, and a light skinned brother came at me like he said, "Oh, can I take you out?" And a dark skinned brother felt the need to say, "Oh man, light skinned brothers out here, when they hop out the shower, they're putting powder on, listening to Drake." That started out like it started a whole light skinned dark skinned war on my damn live. It was over 40 people interacting, going. I was screenshotting stuff. It was going back and forth with the light skin and dark skin joke. And then the crazy thing was when I started telling them, it don't matter what color we are, we're all kings and queens. So can we respect each other? These is grown ass men. I have men on my page that's 50 and up, men as young as 21. And I constantly ask them every time I come on a live, I tell them where you're from, how old you are. Because I call them my supporters. I like knowing who my supporters are and where they're from. I have people from Iran. And earlier I mentioned the guy from Iran. I remember his name because he said something to me that stood out to me. He had asked me to come out to Iran because I host. And I told him, I was like, why would I come out there? Aren't you guys fighting a war? And he said, He said, "You're too beautiful to think like that, and I know you don't think like that because you educate a lot, and I watch your live." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "I know you know what's going on." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You know," he was like, "You see my social media. I'm living peaceful. We're not the one fighting war. The Americans come here and killed my people." And he said that on live, and all the other men on live thought it was funny. And that irritated me because, and I said that about a week ago on my live because I'm from Africa. I'm from where they would come take your whole fucking family. They don't care who you are, where you're from. They take your whole family and you don't even know if your family is coming back. So when he said that, that hit home. It was like it hit home hard. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And he was just like, please don't believe nothing you see on the news. This man is in Iran telling me. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
this is why I love social media because it connects all of us from different walks of life.